You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. My next guest, born in China, raised in both New York City and St. Louis, she eventually made her way to USC for her collegiate career, even minoring in theater. Since that time, you've seen her, my next guest, starring in shows such as *Halt and Catch Fire*, love that show on AMC, Being Mary Jane on BET and Netflix, The Flash on the CW, Rizzoli and Isles on TNT, and even Two Broke Girls on CBS. Though not in that order, you've heard her in Raya and the Last Dragon, and you can even hear her right now as the immortal Iron Fist as part of the Disney Plus 4-episode miniseries Eyes of Wakanda. It's my pleasure to welcome Jona Xiao to Later with Mo Kelly. Good evening, Jona. It's great to see you. Thank you for coming in tonight.
Thank you. I'm excited to chat with you. You're a legend in radio, so.
See, I've been trying to tell Stefan. I told you I'm a legend. Twala, I told you I'm a legend. Mark, bite your tongue. I'm a legend.
This is some hilarious comedy. Keep it coming.
As quoted by Iron Fist, so I think it's immortalized.
There we go. Jona, your story fascinates me because it's not you're a person of the world. Let me put it that way. You're world traveled and you have seen different quadrants of the United States. Tell me more about the trip from China to here, growing up in New York and St. Louis, because New York is nothing like St. Louis and St. Louis is nothing like China.
Very true. So it's very much an immigrant story. I was made in China, and when my dad came here, we moved to upstate New York when I was 1.5, and he was 5'5" and 95 pounds as a man. So very malnourished. And yeah, he really, his goal was to give his family a better life than he had. And I'm really proud of him for all the sacrifices he made. And so going from China to then upstate New York and St. Louis, I remember what convinced me they wanted us to move to St. Louis. And I was like in second grade. And he was like, there's this thing called Six Flags. It's a roller coaster. I was like, okay.
And you were in. You were sold.
Yes. And so that's what it took to convince me to move to St. Louis, was Six Flags.
Did you have any inclination, any idea that your life is going to take you to Los Angeles, be it USC or Hollywood?
Not at that time at all, no. I had zero connection to the entertainment industry in New York. We were in a trailer park, and I loved film and TV, but I never imagined myself like being on the TV. That was, it's really insane looking back now.
But you find your way to Los Angeles, going to USC. You're minoring in theater. Something must have changed in your mind or been in the back of your mind. It's like, maybe?
Yeah. I fell in love with acting when I moved to St. Louis. So when I was 12 years old, I had to do Rappin'-Stiltskin, which was the rapping version of Rumpelstiltskin. And me attempting to rap is like a funny thing.
You think you're going to get by and not try to just give us a little sample?
Oh, I'm probably the worst freestyle rapper ever.
No one will judge you except Twala, who's a former rapper.
The most I can do is
there anything which rhymes with Rumpelstiltskin?
No. Not that I'm aware of, not in the English
language. Were you getting
language.
ready to beatbox there?
This is the most I can do. No, see, I can't. I feel like I'm just making fart noises. I can fart. That I can do.
Everybody's got to have a talent.
Some of us are blessed with certain special skills.
But from there, you had some sort of desire to pursue it.
Absolutely. I think for me, because film and TV really helped me understand more of the world, myself, people, human interaction, empathy, I realized, like, doing Rappin'-Stiltskin, I loved making people laugh and feel. And so that I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. And so, I got bit by the acting bug when I was 12.
What was the first time you put yourself out there? Was it for auditioning for a theater performance? Was it a commercial? What was it?
Yeah, it was a musical when I was in high school, and my mom is a great singer. And so I was like, Mom, and I decided to sing Memory from Cats. You know, I just I know. Why? And I was like, Mom, I need to go to my audition. You're an amazing singer. Can you help me? She's like, I'm busy. I'm like, Mom. She's like, Jona, your singing is more painful to listen to than you're crying.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And then I went to the audition.
Tough love.
It didn't go well. I didn't get it.
No, but there's something in that because you still remember that to this day.
I do.
You still hold on to it to this day, right? You're petty like me. And you probably remember who turned you down, and you probably send them your reel, and you probably send them notice that you're in Eyes of Wakanda. Tell me I'm wrong.
You know, I have been very inspired by people saying I can't do something. Yeah, it's like that chip on my shoulder.
Yes.
When someone says I can't do something, I'm like, oh, I'll show you. And so that's motivated me a few different times in my life.
You have an extensive amount of credits on TV. You've done soap operas. You've done episodic procedurals. You've done comedies, situation comedies. But they're not all the same as far as approach as an actor, is it?
I would say, yeah, each one of them is a little different. I think for me, over the last few years, I really leaned into what I consider my brand of being like hard candy, which is more sweet on the outside and then tough or hardened underneath. And so I find a way to thread that through different types of roles, and it comes out in different forms, but it gives me something that feels like very much authentically me. And that way I can bring what's authentically me to different roles, even though they seem very, very different.
Are you chasing after a certain type of role as you craft yourself and your career, or is it just, I'm just trying to get a job?
So my dream role, one of my dream roles would be Mulan. So that would be incredible. But I do love the variety. As you mentioned, like from like drama to like multicam comedy. So I really love it all.
When did you know that you were auditioning for something that was Marvel related? Or did they give you just some blind sides and they said, read this, and you didn't know what it was for?
I had no idea that I was reading for Iron Fist at all. So I was aware that this was like, I knew that they were using some code word because they tend to for these types of projects. And even in the callback, still didn't know. Casting mentioned they were looking for someone to play this role for quite some time. And so I actually got this from my TV film agent. And normally this is like with voiceover, you get it from your voiceover agent. So I think they were looking kind of far and wide. And the callback seemed to go well. And it wasn't until I got the script and the script said, I am Iron Fist with a bunch of exclamation points that I figured it out. At that point.
Oh, that's a good point to pause because there's so much I want to follow up on because as I said before, your story fascinates me. Your journey fascinates me. And if you're just tuning in right now, I'm joined in studio by Jona Xiao, who is the immortal Iron Fist as part of the 4-part episode miniseries on Disney Plus, Eyes of Wakanda. We'll have more with Jona Xiao in just a moment. KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the iHeartRadio app. I'm right in the middle of a conversation with actress Jona Xiao. She is co-starring in Eyes of Wakanda as the immortal Iron Fist, specifically in episode 3 of the 4-part Disney Plus miniseries. And Jona, let me come back to you. We were just talking about you reading for the character, not knowing what it was or the magnitude of the universe literally that you were entering, talking about Marvel. And even though this is a TV show, it often intersects with the cinematic universe. We do know that because everything that Marvel does is intentional in that regard. Have you thought about how this character could exist beyond just this series?
Yeah, so I just learned that Shang-Chi 2 will go back in time, and so maybe this character could be involved. I just learned that, which would be really exciting. I would love to see a live-action version.
Okay, if there's a live-action version, let's say, hypothetically, you will find yourself part of it. You know, how are your kicks and punches?
I studied Taekwondo, Eskrima, and martial arts tricking, so I'm in.
Well, now you're speaking my language. Well, you may not know this, but I've studied Hapkido for the past 40 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm old, but I've been studying a long time, so I can appreciate.
You're skilled.
Well, I'll put it this way: I can appreciate someone who takes martial arts seriously and understands what needs to happen to bring that to the screen. Because there are a lot of people, we were talking about some off air, they're actors, but they can't fool anybody as a martial artist. And we have discriminating eyes. So I'm glad to hear that if you, given the opportunity, would be able to actually do it. A front kick, face kick, round kick, as opposed to just, stunt double, cut, and stepping in. But so you have thought about it, I think is good. Is there something that you could do to help yourself along in that regard? Is there something that you say, hey, agent, can you put a call in to Kevin Feige and see what's up?
I really appreciate that the fans have been suggesting it, and I'm like, yeah, which is great. So if you want to show some extra love at Jona Xiao, JonaXiao, I've been dropping just some behind the scenes and some things, and also answering questions from fans. So that's been really fun.
For those who don't know about the series itself, let's get into that.
Yeah.
Eyes of Wakanda talks about, obviously, the civilization of Wakanda, if you're familiar with Black Panther. But it's taking you through history. It's taking you back to time before Christ and different points in history and showing Wakanda's influence on world history, but not necessarily from a very flattering vantage point. Would you agree?
Yeah. Like the first episode, for instance, deals with slavery, for instance. So yeah, I really appreciate that the creators were willing to really show different topics that are less comfortable to talk about because they are part of our history. And it's great that it's a TV series because with it being an anthology, we can, as you mentioned, we're going across centuries of time and different geographic locations. And you could never do that in one movie.
I like the fact that not only going over different periods and eras in time, you're also touching upon some known events like the Trojan War. You get to see how possibly Wakanda influenced that. And you have this, I will say, just a charcuterie, my word, of voices and actors and action. It's a well done, well-rounded series, and there's a lot that's put into it.
Yes.
Do you know how long the total production took to make?
Oh man, several years, because I was my involvement, and usually the actors come in much later in the process compared to everyone else on the team. So I was involved in 2022, 2023.
Wow, we're just seeing it in 2025?
Yep.
So you did it and basically forgot about it, in a way.
I never forgot about it, but I did have to keep a secret for a very, very long time.
Did you know within, let's say, 3 to 6 months when it was going to premiere?
So I think it's gotten pushed back over time. And so I think it was supposed to come out maybe last year at one point from my recollection, but some things stalled it, which it happens all the time.
I know it's been well received, but you don't necessarily know what Marvel will have in store if there's going to be a season 2. Has there been any public discussion or any discussion that you're allowed to share with us as far as the future of Eyes of Wakanda?
Not that I'm aware of. That would be awesome if they continued into a season 2 and we got to see more stories over time and how Wakanda has shaped history.
I absolutely love it. Do you have time, Jona, to just hang around for one more segment? Because there's a lot more I would love to cover.
Absolutely.
All right. Jona Xiao joins me in studio. We're talking about Eyes of Wakanda. She plays the immortal Iron Fist, and you can specifically find her in episode 3 of the 4-part miniseries on Disney+. All episodes are available right now for streaming on Disney+. It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're still live on YouTube, and that's real important because we have a very special guest in studio with us, Jona Xiao. She is starring as the immortal Iron Fist in the new Disney Plus series, Eyes of Wakanda, which is just a 4-episode mini-series. You could watch it in a day if you would like. And Jona, we were talking about that series, how it is bigger than it is. What I mean by that is it's taking you through different periods. It's taking you through different places around the world. It's telling a big story across 4 episodes. And when you were doing your episode specifically, which is episode 3. There's a lot of physicality in it as far as there are fight scenes.
Yes.
How did you go about voicing the fight scenes? Yeah, they're grunts and groans and everything, but take me behind the scenes as far as how you put that together. Are you just giving them random grunts and groans and then they put it to the action later on?
Yeah. So for me, I try to be as physical as I am allowed to get away with in the booth. So I've done push-ups before. Like if I'm supposed to be out of breath, I'll just get down and start doing push-ups right before. Like for like efforts, like as long as I'm not actually hitting something and messing with the sound, it's very much like, like I actually fully, or like taking a hit, like, and there's a little trick with voiceover where you can just substitute the first part with the different letter of the alphabet. So, and it sounds like a different effort. So it could be like, and then you could do a G, like, see, different, but very similar.
Okay. Are you doing that just to script, or is there some sort of animation in front of you that you're acting to?
This one, usually there isn't. So there's no scenery, there's no visuals. Occasionally with voiceover, I might see like a storyboard.
Okay.
Just as like, hey, here's what visually is happening. So occasionally I'll get that, but usually no.
When it dropped on August 1st, did you watch it immediately, or are you someone who kind of just sits back and waits for feedback because you just don't want to see the final product?
I saw it at 2 a.m. So yeah, I saw it right away, and I just get really I get both excited and nervous to watch projects I've been involved in. It's very much like I'm like this.
When were you allowed to let people know that you were in Eyes of Wakanda? This is no small deal.
Yeah. So when was that? That was, I think, a couple months ago was when I was finally able to say
you were still sitting on it for literal years.
Yes, years. But I still couldn't say who I was. And I was actually at Comic-Con. It was the Friday of Comic-Con that my amazing publicist was like, hey, you can say that you're Iron Fist now. I'm like, yeah. How perfect, because I was at Comic-Con and got to announce that.
Okay, I have a real semi-personal question.
Okay, great.
Nobody's listening, it's just you and me.
Okay.
Is it true that Marvel has agents everywhere, like listening in on all your phone conversations?
This line is tapped right now. Yeah. Sorry, you said it was private. It's not. Marvel's listening.
Do they like follow you when you're like driving around city or anything?
I feel more, they're like bodyguards. I choose to see them as little cute bodyguards.
But they're everywhere, like Agent Smith. They're everyone and they're no one. When you finally saw it, though, and you have knowledge of what you said and what you did, the lines you delivered, were you surprised at all with what you saw on screen?
A little bit. I'm very hard on myself as an artist.
That's
and
fair.
And I deal with imposter syndrome, and that comes up sometimes. And I actually really enjoyed like how the art came, the stunning animation that's inspired by hand-painted African art. So I thought, and the animation was stunning. The score was amazing, and just the whole world that was built. And I feel like it came together really nicely.
Did you have any real interaction with castmates?
Yes. Yeah, this is so rare in voiceover because it's usually just you in a booth.
Thank you. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, but this was really special in that Jacques, who plays Basha, I heard some good compliments about the chemistry we had. And I think part of it is because we actually got to work right side by side next to each other in the booth.
Let me just say, so people know, give some perspective. You find Basha in the snow.
Yes.
And you nurse him back to health. He's a Wakandan war dog. You know, you don't know that at the time. And they develop some chemistry, put it that way. And then something happens which throws all that into doubt. And I don't want to give that away. But the episode is focused around you two specifically. So you did have your scene mate with you.
I did. Absolutely. And then Isaac, who is hilarious and played Captain Ebo in the episode, he was zooming in. So the three of us got to work together.
So he was giving his lines via Zoom?
Yes, but we were all doing it like live at the same time.
You were doing it live, so you didn't have like a table read, did you?
No. It was just, we were recording. And so that's why I think the banter and the relationship between Basha and Captain Ebo is so like there's so much history and richness there, and the banter between them is lovely. And it was really fun to watch when they were interacting too.
Do you know if they watched it 2 in the morning as well?
You know, I should have asked. I should have been like, do y'all want to just do this at 2 a.m.?
Very quickly, my time is running short with you. I want to make sure people can follow you and join you on your journey. How can they find you on social media and beyond?
Sure. I'm on all the social media platforms at Jona Xiao, which is at JonaXiao.
And I have to ask you this question because I started off the conversation acknowledging that you're born in China. How many languages do you speak?
2.2.
Is that Mandarin, Cantonese?
Mandarin, English, and un poco español.
I'm done. When are you going to come back and see us again?
I would love to anytime you have me. And also, by the way, this... Wendy's.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
We had Wendy's in the studio from the very first segment because Nick Pagliocchini took it upon himself to commandeer and hijack the show. And so we had a taste test that Jona was nice enough to participate in. And so what did you try?
The chocolate frosty is my favorite. I was like, I don't remember something tasting like this since like the pumpkin something spice latte at Starbucks or something from years ago. It was amazing. And then the taki, I was very pleasantly surprised by the chicken taki sandwich thingy.
Yeah, we're very cheap here. We usually don't have food for guests, so just know you're
treating me like royalty.
Okay. You're the immortal Iron Fist. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I have to draw my power somehow, right?
Takis, Wendy's.
That's really her secret, the Takis.
Frosties.
The chocolate one especially.
Jona Xiao, see you soon?
Yes, please. I would love that.
It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app and YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.